coverage here at Grand Prix Washington, D.C. I'm Marshall Sutcliffe. I'm in the booth with Kenji Gashira. And for those of you watching along live, we've got the same team of Pat Cox, Luis Scott Vargas, and Andrew Beckstrom back in the feature match area this round for round number 8. They're playing against Alex Harper, Ethan Adler, and James Spinelli. And I'm going to tell you what here, Kenji. Both teams are 5-2. Only one of them will advance to day number 2. Is it going to be Beckstrom, Scott Vargas, and Cox, or Harper, Adler, and Spinelli? We're going to find out. Right now, we're going to start on our table C. This is Andrew Beckstrom playing against James Spinelli. And Beckstrom looks like he's on the defensive deck here. He used a Vicious Offering to kill a Banalish Honor Guard. Not a card that, you know, a green-black deck generally cares about that much.
No, it was like an instant, too. It wasn't like he didn't even think about it for a
He
second.
must have had
like,
nothing
bam,
to do. Yeah, and then land after finding, what was that, a
Sapbird.
Sapbird? Okay.
Yeah, Andrew got crushed last round by Ben Stark, we saw.
It was nasty. I actually wasn't in the booth for it, but I walked over to the feature match area innocently to have a snack. Immediately got snack camped. But I did get to see the end of that, and it was ridiculous. So Andrew's looking to get back on track here. He's facing down a Baloth Gorger. But things are going actually quite nicely here for Beckstrom. He's facing no threats, and this is his second library manipulation card.
This was like the same start that he had, versus Ben, though. And
I didn't watch that one.
Yeah, he basically just set up for a bunch of turns, played like a Windgrace Acolyte on turn 5, but really just didn't get anything together.
Couldn't get any big power moves going. All right, well, somehow missed a land drop here.
You get through a Dark Bargain. Wow.
Yeah, he looked at 3 cards, discarded an Envoy, and didn't actually find a land in there at all. But the good news for him is that he has found an answer for the Gorger in the form of his own Baloth Gorger. Oh, but Dub is going to hit it, and all of a sudden, Andrew Beckstrom's Baloth looks, well, not good enough.
Is that a Beastly Knight or a Knightly Beast?
Knightly Beast.
Okay.
I'm just going with my gut here. Oh, boy. Is that a land? No, it's a Sapbird.
That was the one that he got earlier with the Impulse. Yeah. This is actually fine, though. Like
it's okay, right? He can actually just kind of race here.
Yeah, it buys multiple turns just because he can chump it so well.
I do love a Sapbird, Kenji.
Yeah. Just a very solid common.
Card is so solid.
And enough synergy in this format that it can go way up in value from just being good to actually quite, potent.
Definitely.
Wow!
Is that Shalai?
No, shall he? Yeah, okay, what? Never mind. Oh, sorry.
Don't try that. Wow, so Shalai is a must answer in this deck. If you take a look at James's mana base, he already has 6 mana, and he can start activating Shalai, and the Baloth Gorger now has hexproof as well. Andrew's going to buy himself another turn. Oh. Did I speak too soon?
Yeah, he didn't even block.
He didn't block. It looks like he's trying to set up maybe a Wild Onslaught or a...
Okay.
What did he have?
It's Pierce the Sky
Main
for the
deck
Shalai.
Pierce the Sky?
Interesting.
Decent. And he is trying to race.
Wow.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2-turn clock.
Yeah, but he's leaving himself
dead.
1 on board. I mean...
No, not anymore.
Holy moly.
Who needs land, says Andrew Beckstrom, taking a high risk but high reward line here.
Yeah, I like it.
Wow, that Pierce the Sky was clutch, though. That's the kind of card when you're missing land drops and you're just like, oh my god, just let me cast this. And then your opponent plays Shalai and you're like, yes.
2 mana to take care of your bomb. Quite the deal.
What do you think about main deck?
I think it's fine in sealed.
Okay.
Especially.
We were talking super sealed here, though.
We were talking about the green-black deck having a hard time with flyers a lot of the time as well, so
I
think it makes a lot of sense.
There's a race stopper.
Yeah.
Sergeant-at-Arms with kicker.
It's like an upgraded Sapbird, kind of.
Yeah, solid little card. Doesn't have the same utility that Sapbird does on average, but card's seen play. There's a Windgrace Acolyte. That's the only flyer. And it's going to put Andrew back up to 10 life as well.
Looks like he binned an island in those 3 cards, though. 2 lands, one of them an island, and another Adventurous Impulse.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Andrew's in a fine spot. The dubbed-up Gorger is going to eat some Sapperlings over the course of a few turns, but Andrew has a 3-turn clock in the air, so if if James doesn't have an answer to that, then he's the one that's going to have the issue.
Yeah, that dub on the Gorger looked pretty good when it was just Gorger against Gorger, but it really hasn't done a whole lot here since.
I think that's a charge as well in James's hand.
Oh, no. Really trying to be aggressive. It's hard to do against these green-black decks, and you don't really have a choice since you don't know who's going to get matched up against, of course, but boy, every single team that we've seen has had a green-black deck.
Yep.
All right, down to 5.
Now we'll see if he has any extra islands in his deck.
He knew he wanted a swamp right away. It was the next card on top of his library, a.k.a. the last one you see when you're searching through.
Yeah, I saw him riffle through a Tatiova in there.
Oh, did you got a glimpse of it?
Yeah, when he was looking through his library.
I figured that you and I both kind of are on the same page with that. He's got Muldroth of the Gravetide, Rona, Disciple of Gix, Tatiova, Benthic Druid. He also has Garna and Halar.
Andrew does?
That's what it says. Am I reading this wrong?
Oh, but those aren't in his deck. Those are in his pool.
No, the pool's here. The deck's here. See? Pool?
Yeah, but he's not running the Garna, right?
Oh, you're right. But he is running Muldrotha, Rona, and Tatiova.
Yeah,
my bad. I misread. Still, boy, that one extra island unlocks 3 key cards for him. Oof. Don't want to mill away 2 islands, do you?
Okay, that's not a bad draw for James, who's just going to swing in with the team next turn should he not find an answer with the Windgrace.
Is that charge actually going to get the job done?
I don't think so. Let's see.
Let's see what Andrew has here, because he's going to cancel that order. How about we just charge right now? This is not when James wanted to do it.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a punishment for James not holding on to extra lands since he wasn't really doing anything with that 7th and 8th land.
Like, he didn't have lethal, did he? Block, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, it was one short.
It was close.
Boy.
Yeah, I mean, Andrew played this well,
Boy, oh boy.
BK, as we call him. Played that flyer, got in some damage. That pivotal turn was where he used that fungal infection.
Yep.
And bashed in with the team after killing the Shalai. This smells of desperation, but of course, James could have drawn something for the turn.
Andrew probably just going to try to play around a second copy of Charge just in case.
Wild Onslaught would be the bee's knees.
Oh, there you go. Similar effect, at least here.
Even better, right? +2/+2.
Oh, does he have 8? Oh, and interestingly, that would have been a reason for him to keep dumping lands. Oh, no, you're right. That's really interesting. In fact, that probably would have been lethal, right? Or close to it. At any rate, can this Windgrace Acolyte get the job done? Yes, it can, and Andrew Beckstrom finds the line and earns the first game here. Everybody else is on zeros. Woo!
Yeah. Oh, no, actually, Pat just got a win there, too.
Oh. Well, let's give one to Andrew while we're in there.
These players got a win here to make day 2. Oh, Luis just took the first game as well. We got a full clean sweep there.
Goodness, right back in action. Luis tweeted after that last round, ready for maximum pain. Maximum pain being losing here in round 8, not being able to come back. But, boy, you get a new lease on life if you pick up the win here. I mean, you come back to a new sealed pool. I mean, you could open just the most busted pool, run it up, then you're doing team drafts, and life is good.
They would effectively need to win out, though, to...
Yeah, they need to 100% win out. They need the busted pool. They'd have to win 6 rounds tomorrow if they're able to come back.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I got a chance to see what Pat's deck was doing, but I think we've seen both Luis's and Andrew's.
Yeah, Luis is on some kind of Jessica-ish thing with white. Yeah. That didn't look great, but I didn't get to see all of it. Let's see. Pat Cox is playing Plains and Swamps.
Plains and Swamps, which is a little bit of an overlap of both what Luis is doing and what BK is doing.
Indeed. Let's see. So he's got Inanimate Will, 2 Aven Sentry. Jeez, Pat. 5 Benalish Honor Guard.
5 2-drops?
Yeah.
And he's playing them all?
He's playing all.
Oh, baby.
Benalish Marshall. Looks like a charge did make the cut if I'm seeing that right. He kind of put that one off to the side, but.
No, I think those are in his pool, but not in his deck.
Didn't we just have this? So that's the pool, right?
Right.
See how it says pool?
Yeah.
So what is that?
This is their pools overall versus individual person's pool.
Oh, for the sideboard, you mean?
No. So all of these cards, that's their entirety of their pool.
Okay, so each one has. Oh yeah, but they have to. So that means it's in his board.
Right.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
So he does not have a charge, but he does have Dominant Trapper, Daneth the Capuchin, Benalish Marshall, Bodyguard. He has 2 dubs. He's not playing them. Pegasus Courser, perhaps the best one. He does have an Arvad as well, which he is playing. Oh, man, that Drudge Sentinel almost made the deck. It's a 1 that turned into a 0. He's got an Eviscerate, a Knight of Malice, and a Windgrace Acolyte. Okay, let's see what it – because this is not a great deck so far.
Yeah, maybe their pool was just pretty mediocre overall.
Yeah, it sounds like it. So he has 2 Aether Glider, a 4-Bear's Blade. There's a card.
Okay, yeah.
How many bears? A Jousting Lance, and a Short Sword. Yeah, this deck is very medium. But I will say that Pat Cox is quite good with these types of decks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, these like combat-centric decks. He's really good at piecing together wins with those. And it looks like we hit shuffle cam here.
Let's see, Kunio, Parker, and Rose on the other table.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, we get a chance to see this deck. Ooh, the perfect 1-drop here. Dauntless Bodyguard. Bang. It's exactly where Pat Cox wants to be. He's playing against blue-black Alex Harper. I'm going to take a look at Alex's list here and see what he's working with.
I just syncopated the 2/2, so.
Wow, 3 Cloud Reader Sphinx. They actually have 4 in the pool, and the 4th isn't in his sideboard, so one of his teammates may be splashing for 1. Deep Freeze Divination, 1 in Bolus's Clutches. We like that. Playing a Relic Runner. Ooh, he's got Ariel and Rona. And he has Demon Lord Belzenlock.
So he's just trying to get to the late game, it seems.
Definitely. He also has a Fungal Infection, which could be relevant here. Urgaros,
really
Settle the Score, Knight of Malice. Boy, I'm surprised Pat Cox won that first game, to be honest. Looking at this is he's got Skittering Surveyor, too. Oof. This looks like a tough matchup.
Alex's hand is not very good, though. I don't think he has any action.
He's going to need to find it quickly.
Like if a Sphinx this turn would be amazing. No, he just has all lands.
Jeez. He has 3 Cloud Reader Sphinx. Maybe we should have played the 4th one. I'm curious to see if one of his teammates actually picked it up.
Wow.
They did.
Pat might just beat him down here. Like, Pat's not done anything exciting, but he's just had enough creatures that because Alex has stumbled. Yeah, this is just going to end the game.
Exciting. Look at this. Benalish, Honor Guard, Trapper, Jousting Lance. Bodyguard's his most exciting play in 2 gliders.
That was another land from Alex.
Are you serious
He's just
right
flooding
now?
out, yeah.
2, 4, 6, 7, 8. I mean, if he just equips, that's like without having anything?
Yep. Like, Alex is just going to use the Memorial end of turn.
I mean, this thing's just over.
Just be dead. He would need to find, like, okay.
Another lethal threat, sure.
He needs to find 2 fungal infections. And, yeah, that would do it.
He's only got 1 in his deck.
That's game.
Dark Bargain, kill myself, thank you very much. And Pat Cox mows over Alex Harper. No fight at all. Just killed one of your random interchangeable creatures.
Yep.
Wow.
There was some interaction. It was Syncopate on the first 2/2.
Okay.
Eviscerate your 3/2. Dominant Trapper. And then Fetal Position die.
Have you ever taken that line in a game of Magic?
Oh, all the time.
Wow. That was a beating. So that means that if Luis or Andrew Beckstrom can win a single game of Magic, they're in. advance safely into the next day.
Ooh, I see a Siege Gang in Ethan's hand. That's nice. He's missing blue, though, and it looks like he's ran out these Get 2 Chroniclers for, well, 1/3s.
Extremely minimal value.
Yeah. In fact, we have a Keldon Overseer here. Not very good in the face of this skittering Surveyor either.
The Surveyor's laughing at it, I think. Ethan Cassett does not attack with it. Ugh, the saddest Overseer. And this could be good news for Luis Scott Vargas. Oh boy, the value train's going to get rolling here. He can kick a Gitu Chronicler, get back Divination. Oh boy. Wait, was that Jaya Ballard in his hand?
Is it? Yep. It's a historic spell for Traxos.
He can't cast it.
He's one red away. Wait, no, is that a Sulphur Falls?
I don't know. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, he can cast it.
Oh, my God. Luis. Oh, man. Down to 13, and you're...
like, Ethan has such a stumbling draw.
I don't know if I can watch that.
No,
he's untapping Traxos with Giant Ballard. That is not what you're supposed to do.
Why not? And he also has Syncopate backup, by the way, so...
Oh, goodness sakes.
I think Luis is probably just going to win this. Oh, he has a Fight with Fire. He could double it with... right?
Well, he could probably just pay for it. He can
sure,
use the mana ability.
Yeah.
I mean, if...
Wow. So bash for 7.
If he ultimates, he could just do it twice. But yeah, he's going to leave it up.
Oh, my.
Doesn't want to change 7 in for 2.
He might be going for the style win here.
Honestly, he might be. If he ultimates Jaya Ballard, he can cast it and then flash it back later. Oh, my God, Luis. What a monster.
Hey, how much mana is that, Marshall?
Is it 9? That's the only thing I care about. Oh, that's enough. 10 Oh, 6 you take 4.
Oh, by the way, take 7 more.
Yeah.
Poor Ethan. Stuck off of blue, stuck off of the 5th land for that Siege Gang that's just chilling in hand.
Yeah, I mean, this has just been an absolute beating here from Luis, Pat, and Andrew. Andrew's first game was a good close one, but Pat Cox, boy, we barely even got to that match before he finished off Alex Harper, and now Luis is in the extreme driver's seat. He's not going to give up this lead.
It looks like he has 2 Blink of an Eye in his hand, too, and just embarrassment of riches. Sure, Chronicler, get back my Fight with Fire.
Don't worry, he's not embarrassed. He's plussing but not discarding and still playing out all of his lands.
Oh
How much more can Ethan Adler take?
Well, he's going to cast Siege Gang here because he has basically nothing else to do, and then Luis is just going to be like,
Syncopate? No, he's actually going to go for Fiery Intervention.
Sure, but he already knows he's just dead.
He literally has the kill in his hand. And there it is, 10U,
right.
and that's going to do it. Luis Scott Vargas, Pat Cox, Andrew Beckstrom win the match. They will not be dispatched so easily, they say. Boy, that was a thumping.
Nothing else to say about it. At least Andrew's game was somewhat interesting.
It was.
Yeah.
It was kind of close. The other ones were not. So that team is through to day number 2, but boy, do they have their work cut out for them tomorrow because they got to win them all. Nope. They can't come in and have a pool like that, to be honest. They're going to have something much better than that and try to run it up against the tough competition that's going to be tomorrow. We got Time Walk for you right now, though. Those ended up pretty quick. So let's jump over here and see what Kyle Rose, Brock Parker, and Andrew Kunio, the oldest of old schools here.
Very, yeah.
Playing against Joel Barenbrinker, Michael Hall, and Andrew Moffatt.
Kyle Rose with a few PT top 8s to his name. Very old school player.
Yeah, that was way back in the day.
Are you surprised to see green, black, and blue?
No.
Are you surprised to see Slimefoot?
I'm not.
Okay, just double checking.
I'm also not surprised to see Fungal Infection kill a Llanowar Elves.
Hey, how about another one?
I'm mildly surprised to see the replacement Llanowar Elf. That's all you're going to get out of me.
Yeah, Andrew's deck looks real good. Moffatt, that is.
I was going to say, we got an Andrew Muir here, my friend. Did you say you're off it? We're not done yet. yet, Kenji.
Silence is the best medicine sometimes.
That's true. Growth from the ashes from Kunio. He's going to go get him, well, not a splash, just another forest.
Sapperling All-Star here, Thallid Omnivore. Yeah, depending on how much removal Kunio has, you might see Moffatt just go off with the Slimefoot and Omnivore.
Here's Windgrace Acolyte for Kunio. Ooh, Eldest Reborn hits the bin, sad face. Eviscerate? Oh, he does have the Eviscerate. Kind of interesting. He still had an attack through the Windgrace Acolyte, but just wants to take that thing out of the sky.
Yeah, he's really valuing his life total and killing the flyer here.
Yeah, it's interesting to me. He may just be thinking, what are the chances that this ground attack plan that I have going right now actually get through,
right.
You know, for lethal or whatever.
Yep.
And
he's going to discard the Slimefoot.
How dare you?
I think that's a Sapperling Migration in his hand that he kept. In fact, is that a second one he drew?
Well, he's got a nice little attack here.
Wow, discarding Slimefoot is surprising.
What did he keep?
He did keep. Yeah, it was a Sapperling Migration, and then he drew another one. So he valued the...
He discarded Slimefoot?
Yeah, he valued the immediate tokens to go with the Omnivore as opposed to keeping the Slimefoot, which would have given him longevity. And now that's kind of looking a little silly.
Wow, I cannot believe he discarded Slimefoot there.
Yeah, it would have taken a turn before he could start producing them, but, I mean...
Got to have faith.
Right, and if you're in top deck mode anyways, I think you have to play for that. Because you're not beating down too quickly. You only have the Omnivore, and that can be chumped.
And you know that your opponent is on green-black base, which is the best deck possible to put those chumps. Again, you know, this, I'm assuming, was part of the logic on why Andrew decided to kill the Windgrace Acolyte.
Ooh.
Oh, there's Helm of the Host, but...
Soothsayer here, it looks like.
Yeah, he's just looking through, but he's getting a little cramped on mana. He's down to 4. Can cast the Soothsayer, but... Ooh, I may have spoken too soon.
Yeah, Grow from the Ashes is a nice one.
That's a good one.
I mean, Kunio doesn't have any great attacks, but with the fungal plots, he is going to start accruing that advantage now. All right.
It's the only thing that can block it.
Moffatt can sacrifice 2 Sapperlings here
to get it up to a 7/7, but boy, he's taking a risk. Kunio has all that mana available, and I think he wants to say, okay, you sack 1 Sapperling. Does that resolve?
Right. Gain the 2. So maybe in response to this one, he has a Vicious Offering.
He also may be forgetting about the 2 here.
Yep, just Vicious Offering. And yeah, it looks like they forgot to gain the 2 life. And of course, Andrew there, Kunio, with the Slimefoot as well, as expected. This is a time walk match, though, so if the life total discrepancy stays, there's can't do much about that at this point.
Does he have the option of missing that?
I don't think so.
Why?
Not with the Omnivore. You just do it, as opposed to, you know, something that you may do. Or
I see. And you can miss other triggers, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Maybe you could miss that one.
Not that it's going to be entirely too relevant here, since
fair.
Moffatt is just getting crushed in this card advantage right now. And even if he had the Slimefoot, you know, Andrew did have that Vicious Offering anyways. But the secondary Windgrace Acolyte that Kunio had, just filling up his graveyard, giving some more Sapperlings. he can start sacking these, drawing extra cards. Skinwich getting the last of Moffatt's cards is just going to wrap it up pretty much.
Yep, and that is enough. Though I did see is that a game one handshake there, Kenji? The elusive game one handshake?
There's nothing wrong with being sportsmanlike.
Well, that's certainly true. Here, shake my hand. All right, we're being sportsmen.
Sporting, I guess.
We're being sporting.
Yeah. Well, just in time to watch the glider.
That's right. So this one is falling quickly here. We've got this one sped up a little bit since we're at the end of the day. With both Kyle Rose and Andrew Kunio up a game in their matches, facing down just one match win from Michael Hall. One game win from Michael Hall on the other side. You also can see those bracelets that the players are wearing that say Magic Gathering on them. Those are color-coded on which seat you're at. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
What in the world? Is this real? Skirk Prospector's on the battlefield? And immediately brick-walled by a Voldalian Arcanist. What is going on here, Kenji?
You know, he has a Siege Gang in his hand, so maybe he's going the aggro Goblin route. Maybe he's got like a Goblin Chieftain as well.
I've got really bad news for Michael. That does not exist.
I've seen this card multiple times now in these Team Sealed events.
The Prospector?
Yeah.
But it's wrong.
I don't think it's right.
Okay.
Yeah. That is fiction for sure.
Solid factor fiction. So far, this Prospector has neither attacked nor blocked nor made mana.
Well, I mean, it can ramp to the Siege Gang.
Yeah, that's its best.
Or gain 4 life. As the case is here.
Just what it did.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. I like Brock Parker's side of the battlefield here.
So it looks like Michael did not go for the Siege Gang into open blue mana from Parker. Maybe he saw a Syncopate or something from Brock in the earlier game. But
how about now?
I mean, you might as well. Opponent's tapped out. Siege Gang is the real deal.
Wow, he doesn't play it, though. He actually bounces a Cloud Reader Sphinx. Oh, boy. And this does not work out well for Michael because follow-up play is not replaying Cloud Reader Sphinx for Brock Parker. He's going to get more value out of that Scry and cast Fire Fist Adept to just kill the opposing creature. Though that does clear the way now for tapped-out Brock Parker.
Yeah,
as he's going to be facing down a Siege Gang commander now from Michael.
You baited out one removal spell, but the thing is, you know, you could have played the Siege Gang prior.
Like 2 turns prior?
Yeah, I don't know. Like maybe he knows Brock has a ton of removal and is playing it a little bit safe. Like he didn't even wait until 7 mana to play the Siege Gang and be able to activate it once, so.
Brock's hand looks real nice. He's got all spells.
Okay, but Michael untapping with the Siege Gang is going to make it a little bit harder now, for sure.
Oh, hello. How about Embolus's Clutches to steal your Sphinx?
Pretty good.
And those are 2 very powerful back-to-back plays.
Yeah.
Even though he kind of punted a few of the cards with the Skirk Prospector and that kind of thing.
Sure.
These are windmill slams here. 2-headed Giant. The card, not the format for Brock Parker.
I would say Michael's firmly in control now. He gets to start beating in the air. It's on the quickest clock, but in conjunction with Siege Gang, you know, you can either shoot down some creatures if you want to. Bloodstone's a goblin as well for the Siege Gang.
That is the other one.
The other one.
Yeah, there's the Lord
Prospector,
that you mentioned.
Chieftain. Yeah.
I looked this up, by the way. Just like not today, but for the podcast.
Yep, got to roll some. Make sure.
Yep.
So even, odd type of deal.
Even.
All right.
So we don't know which one they chose. But they were the same, so it either got menace or double strike.
And it looks like he's double blocking here. Or just shooting.
Just to be safe, sure.
Yeah.
Shoot. Not bad, not bad.
Wow, he could have gotten blown out by like a run amok. No, he had 2 extra man open as well. Never mind. Yeah, a lot of times you want to kill creatures before an opposing red player can attack with them.
No.
Just because a run amok is
crazy.
Is one of the better combat tricks out there.
Feels like every 15 drafts I get reminded
Oh,
of
yeah.
that. Like, oh, right, a run amok exists. Good game. There's divination now for Parker.
Michael has a divination that he's probably going to use at end of turn as well, that Memorial to Genius. I mean, if you're in Brock's seat, you really only need to find an answer to the Cloud Reader Sphinx right now.
Yeah, you mentioned that Michael was firmly in the lead, but it's not a big lead.
No, not at all.
But he's definitely that. Oh. Maybe Brock has a bounce spell or something for the Sphinx at some point? Because that's one of the ways that can go poorly, right, is if the Sphinx ends up back in Brock's hand, he gets to recast, he gets to scry again.
I think the Sheevan Fire just resolved, though. Michael didn't use the...
He didn't even sack his...
yeah, I don't think he used the Siege Gang to sack itself.
Oh, boy. That's actually major, too.
Yep.
Because it changes the clock by a full turn from the Sphinx. Was that just an oversight, do you think, or was he trying to keep mana open for something?
He might have been holding up something else, but it doesn't
look
like
sell
he
to
has.
say that, I don't want the damage. All right, well, it looks like Brock doesn't have a bounce spell. He just has a removal spell. And have we caught up to real life here?
No, it looks like the players are still a little bit fast.
I see. So we switched over to a different camera because this is actually one that could end the round. If Kyle Rose finishes off Joel here, then the entire round is over. And that's exactly what happened.
Right.
So Kyle Rose, Brock Parker, and Andrew Kunio do advance. They scrape in. Both of our team full of pros get in there, but barely. Just coming in with 2 losses.
Scraping by.
And that's going to finish things up for today here from Washington, D.C. Now, in the morning, we're coming back, and we're going to do more Team Sealed at 10:15 local time. That's Eastern time. We're going to be back with more Team Sealed. We're going to play 6 rounds with those decks. Then we're going to cut to our top 4. And after that, it's Team Draft. And yes, we're going to be bringing you coverage of the Team Draft, the draft itself plus the rounds, and handing out a trophy and see who it can be that's going to be our champion. We're going to be back in the morning, 10:15 local time. We'll see you then.